Hi, Shanice. This is Gina from Arlington, Virginia. I'm wearing this mask so I don't give you the coronavirus. No, I'm just kidding. I'm wearing this mask because I'm a nurse, and I just really loved your post because you bring out some really good, important points from the position of a social worker. And I just wanted to bring out some position of the ethics of my profession of nursing, and that is what I didn't know was we have 9 provisions of our nursing code of ethics, an actual written code of ethics. And the first one is all about, of course, the things that we've been learning about, like autonomy and compassion, and respect for participants in any kind of research. What I didn't know was this provision number 7. We will advance our profession through research and scholarly inquiry, and that's probably why I see a lot of articles about research in nursing journals. And so I thought that was, that was really interesting that you brought that out. An example of nursing research is like working in groups, like how we work in groups. And I think, the same thing is how practically any profession works in groups. But like for nursing, it could be, how we work in a group for like a code situation, somebody's heart stops, like who's doing, how we do the separation of roles, who's starting the IV, who's doing the meds, who's doing the pumping on the chest, who's doing the breathing, who's writing everything down. And I think like for social workers, I can imagine, who's how you coordinate all of the different agencies and all of the different things for the best outcome for that person that you're dealing with. So another interesting point that you brought out is this idea of the 2 types of ethics, um, principal ethics that we just talked about, because that's really about your professional, how your profession tells you to behave, and the other one is the utilitarianism, and that is that the ethical choice is the one that will produce the greatest good for the greatest number. So, research is conducted for the best or for the good of society, and only if the cost doesn't outweigh the benefits. So that each of us, hopefully in our each one of our proposals, that our research some way will benefit at least partly or some portion of society as a whole. I looked at this great little article that I found by Zahid Hussein Khan from 2016, A Quest for a Utilitarian Approach to Research. And his idea is that we should focus our eye on the consequences because they finally matter and they should be of utmost importance for us. So he's debating essentially, should you do research for the greater good, for the outcome, or should you do it because of the motivation of the researcher? And even though I don't see how you can really separate the two of those, um, I don't think a motivation would ever be bad, So, um, so I think that basically people are pretty moral and they're going to do what they believe is right, except for some a few cases in history where it wasn't, and it was just for the motivation of the researcher. But but also you brought out because collective data can include emotional storytelling. It's vital to check our own biases, and I think that that's really very important and very difficult, and especially in a field like psychology, which is much more susceptible to bias than like physics. Um, but anything that has, topics that have to do with sexuality, religion, education, politics, of course, you're going to be hard to check those biases at the door. But thank you for bringing out these great points, and I'll see you in cyberspace. And I hope you're not too stuck at home. And see you later. Ciao.